Question for us from Older. How am I finding marketing smells versus commentating? Really enjoying it. I mean, I've been kind of helping them out a little bit with it. So, I think together on the salt mine casting, I don't know, did you see any of their salt mine casting, Toasty? I thought it was really funny and very informative as well. But yeah, they've got great chemistry. I think they're both... They both have loads of potential in the Rocket League caster role. What about you, Toasty? Or chat in general? What do you think of Marky Duda and Smellsworth's commentary, either together or individually? First time catching me live, welcome to the stream. This is usually not what I'm doing, but we're doing this for some reason. Gonna head offline in a minute though. Who should I host? Or who should I raid rather? What advice would you give to yourself when you were first starting out casting? I don't know. I'm kind of like happy with how I don't know. I'm really the path I've taken is pretty good, to be honest. I would just say, yeah, just do your thing, man. You're gonna do okay. I would probably just tell myself, yeah, you're gonna be fine. Just keep doing what you're doing. I'm pretty happy with my progression. I wouldn't change anything. Now, when it comes to streaming, I would maybe change a few things. I would be more careful. Like my transition from like a very, very small streamer into like a quite influential streamer in the Rocket League space was quite fast, and I underestimated how much some things I say would offend people. So I would maybe tell myself, yo, be careful. Everybody's like everybody's from different places. Got to go figure out all that, like what things work, what doesn't work. I'm the 1,342 largest streamer on the platform. What, on Twitch, you mean? What, is that just in followers? Because, again, followers... Everybody loves talking about followers and Twitch and YouTube subscribers, but these are like... I don't think they really matter, these metrics. Everybody's always out trying to get more subs, more followers. Like, how come they're not just, like, trying to make good videos for the many, many subs or followers they already have? Because this is, like, my goal. We got a lot of clout chasers in the Rocket League community. I'm just a content chaser. I'm just out chasing the best content. Because I've already got a lot of subs and followers. I just want to find what the best content is to show to them. Like, if anyone new comes along and they want to join in, like, that's fine. But we've already got a good thing going on here. I'll try and, like, you know, keep that going. I don't know how my like numbers this year on Twitch would stack up next to the rest of the platform, because I don't really know what makes a top percentage Twitch stream in 2020. But I feel like this year's been just absolutely ridiculous for me in terms of like the content side. Just because there's been so many big tournaments that we've ran, and there's been so many things that we've been involved in. So like that for me is like way cooler than the thought of getting another 50k followers, for example. Like if I get another 50k followers, cool, but if I can like go run another tournament the likes of what I've already done this year, that would be a lot better. You know, that's like a cooler idea in my head. I don't know, what do you guys think about the whole Keemstar stuff? A lot of Rocket League YouTubers are like trying to, or a lot of Rocket League people are trying to like slide into that tournament that he had planned. What happened with Keem? He just like came out about, I don't even remember when it was. Was it last year or something? He came out and said he was going to do a Rocket League tournament. never happened. But there was a lot of like, there was a few Rocket League people who were like, oh yeah, Keem, I want to be a part of that. Oh yeah, amazing. Wow, you're saving, I don't know, saving the Rocket League community, bro. I'm just over here thinking, who on earth is like Keemstar in the Rocket League community? He's like a nobody in this space. Like the Rocket League's fine. Why everybody acting like Rocket League needs Keemstar? I don't get it. Rocket League doesn't need Keemstar. Reply to OSM. What I think of the lack of caster presence in YouTube. All I've seen from casters really is you. Pulse MK has casted freestyling recently. That's about it in the scene. It's just a lot easier to make it on YouTube. Well, I'm going to tell you exactly how it is, and some people might get mad at this, but it is true. It's a lot easier making videos for 12-year-olds. It's a lot easier to get like numbers and get subs and get views making videos for 12-year-olds than it is making like casty style esports content. So the way that YouTube is set up is the entire platform. I mean, Twitch as well. Listen, Twitch is the same, but I think YouTube is more extreme. The entire platform is set up, and the entire like creator studio on YouTube is set up to try and steer you more and more towards videos for 12-year-olds. Like, if I open up Creator Studio app on my phone, I think the last video I uploaded was Oxygen versus Barcelona from the grid. Now that's a video, that's a piece of content that I'm very happy with. Very, very happy with. And I think it's very relevant in the context of RLCS. But I know that it's going to get very, very low views compared to other type of videos that I could upload. If I just, you know, grabbed two random freestylers and casted them doing a freestyle 1v1, it would probably get 5 or 6 times as many views. Easy. Just because on YouTube, it's a lot easier for someone to click on a video that's like, you know, got a big flashy thumbnail and a cool title like, whoa, freestyle, whoa, cool. Can't wait to see this guy freestyling. You know, that's going to get way more views than, you know, esports orgs, which the YouTube doesn't really know and YouTube viewers don't really know, and try hard like tournament content that people don't really know about. So the reason why there's not a lot of casters is probably because it's easier to do other stuff. I think if it was easy to become a caster for Rocket League on YouTube, there would be a lot more casters on Rocket League YouTube. I think that some of them have tried. A lot of them have tried, actually, from what I've seen. And they're not doing a bad job or anything. Like, the reason that none of them have blown up is because it's just not easy to grow a channel like that. And WB, thanks to the 25-month tier 1. Flapping Nostril, thanks, dude, for making this pack. Yeah, it's growing arms and legs. Now we're trying like all kinds of stuff. Did you see what we're trying here? We're trying ceiling double touch, reset, rebound. People already watched it live too. Yeah, a lot of people watched it live. You know, those streams are getting thousands of views, and now I imagine that those viewers, a lot of them are my YouTube viewers as well. So maybe that's like a few thousand YouTube viewers who won't be watching that video, which kills it in the algorithm. And you know, speaking of YouTube algorithm, like, I really shoot myself in the foot there by putting stuff like the, I mean, you guys have probably seen it, like on my videos. There's like a replay of games 4 and 5, or a replay of games 2 and 3 in a best of 5 that ends 3-0 to disguise the series score. Now what that does is it improves the content for the viewers who do choose to watch the video, because they don't get the results spoiled for them by the video length. However, the YouTube algorithm doesn't like that. YouTube algorithm likes viewer retention. Now what usually happens in those videos is after game 3, if it's a 3-0 and a best of 5, after game 3, all the viewers will leave. So the viewer retention suddenly goes from like 50% to, you know, 1%. The 1% who have fallen asleep while listening to me cast. Actually, let's be real, it's more like 10%. But anyway, viewer retention falls off. So the YouTube algorithm thinks, this video is not really that great. Like, people aren't watching the whole thing. Let's not recommend that to more viewers. So these videos never go viral, per se. Like, if you want your video on YouTube to go viral, you need a nice, short, snappy title that's irresistible to 12-year-olds. They have to click it because they're like, oh man, I can't wait to watch this video.
What would your Pokemon evolution be?
And you want maximum viewer retention, so you want to make it like a much shorter video than the kind of stuff that I do. And you want to make it like non-stop like action. And you definitely don't want to replay content at the end to spoil the length of a series, because that's literally like ruining your viewer attention. But I knew that when I knew this was a thing when I made that decision to add the length at the end of the videos. I knew that the YouTube algorithm wouldn't like those videos, but I decided I would rather, you know, improve the content for the viewers I do have than try to get these videos recommended to people who don't usually watch them, you know? I was like, whatever. Like, yeah, maybe it's not going to get as many views or as many subs on my channel. Big deal. Let's just try and make the best content possible. Now, YouTube algorithm might not think it's good content, or it might not think it's as good, and it might not recommend it as much as my best of 5 series that do go to Game 5, just by virtue of the fact that there's no replays in the best of 5 that goes to Game 5. But I know that the content is actually the same quality in both those videos. So even if the YouTube algorithm is picking one of them over the other, like I know that they're the same quality, so I'm happy to do it. In fact, the one where we've edited in a replay might even be more quality, because we've gone above and beyond to not spoil the score. So yeah, when it comes to like trying to maximize numbers and play into the YouTube algorithm, that's not really my thing. Like all caps video titles, arrows and thumbnails, big like shiny, colorful thumbnails. Who cares? Like, just gonna go make the video, and then if people want to watch it, they can watch it. If they don't, they don't. Like, I'm good either way. Fosu, thanks for 250 bits, man. What would my YouTube evolution be? Probably Johnny Man, I guess. I don't really know. I guess you guys can decide. Put like things like these and talk at the end of each video. Even if I do that, people will still click off the video, because the reason they click the video is over, and like we'll probably have to put a segment in there saying, hey, we're done the video. This content is just to not spoil the video length. People will still click off though. I think you mentioned earlier that you don't really rely on YouTube for revenue in comparison to Twitch, and that your channel is mostly fan service. I wouldn't say that much. I think historically, YouTube and Twitch have both been pretty close in terms of like the revenue I've earned from them. Recently, I've had way more from Twitch and less from YouTube, because with coronavirus, YouTube's ad rate dropped, whereas Twitch like sub revenue and cheering revenue, etc., has kind of stayed the same. And like obviously I get way more ad revenue on Twitch these days because I'm running a lot of big tournaments, so you get way more views, way more ad revenue. So this year I think Twitch has been more, but every other year I think YouTube was more, marginally. But the reason I'm not so concerned about really maximizing, min-maxing like the YouTube numbers game, or even the Twitch numbers game that much, I don't really like care that much. Like, I think if I wanted to get more followers in Twitch, I would stream like 8 hours a day. But I'd rather like keep my streams like more quality over quantity, because I think in the long run, that's the kind of streamer who's going to be able to do this for a long time. I see a lot of people burn themselves out because they just stream like, 8 hours a day, every day of the year, and that's really cool that people can pull off that kind of challenge. But it's not for me. I'd rather be in here for the long haul, like just making consistent quality content, just trying to improve the quality of the content as we go. Dragon Emperor 33, thanks to the 14-month Prime. Really appreciate that. MWB, thanks to 25-month Tier 1. I almost missed that. Thank you, dude. Do you think it's easier to want to do those things if you're a smaller channel trying to grow? Well, yeah, definitely. Listen, I'm not saying that people shouldn't do that. I'm just telling you why I don't. Like, other people can do whatever they want. I don't mind. If other people want to go and, you know, try and get as many subs as possible in a year, or try and get as many followers as possible in a stream, that's cool. You know, go ahead. But, like, the reason I'm telling you this is because people ask, like, why don't you do that? And this is why. It's because that's not really my focus. Oh, I did MWB? Lol. Double thank you for you. I always miss those diagonal flips. I feel like that would be easier on controller for sure. You could do like the... Oh, that was nearly spicy. Performing friends who likes to stream every day. He really enjoys it. Some people. Hey, some people it's a work ethic thing. Okay, like when it comes to streaming every day, I can see why some people would want to do that. Maybe they're a lazy person. And they want to force themselves to stream every day because then it's less of a decision. Oh, do I stream today? Do I not stream? Like, it's just something they do. It's a habit. And that might really help somebody, like, you know, get it done. And I can relate to that with YouTube because YouTube is not something that I like to... I don't record videos, so I'm always like, okay. For a while I was like, right, let me try and upload every day. Because I don't think... If I don't set a goal to upload every day, I'm probably not going to do it. How do I know how to flip? So, that's why I did it. That's why I tried to upload every day. I think that the best way to grow a channel is probably not uploading every day, but I did it to try and promote a good work ethic in myself. Top 4 teams NA, SSG, G2, NVA, and NRG. When it comes to YouTube, does your channel feel like a stream dump? Not really, because I'll tell you the way that it works for me, or I'll tell you the way that it did work. I used to stream just any old Rocket League content. I would go live, not really know what to do, and I would just stream, see what happens. But now I'm a lot more focused, and when I go live, I try to have a plan of what I'm going to do, and I try to have an idea of content that won't just work on Twitch, but will also work for YouTube. So, it's less of a Twitch content dump and more, here's what I came up with today. Do I get paid for commentating? Of course, bro. Of course. You think I would do all these events for free? Take all that time? No, of course, man. Of course. But yeah, my 3, well, I guess there's 4. I was going to say my 3 revenue streams, but I guess there's 4. Is Twitch, YouTube, sponsorships, and commentary gigs. So, I mean, recently, now that I'm doing RLCS Season X, and since I did the end of RLCS Season 9, and since I did a bunch of DreamHacks this year, like, now, like, this is really the first time in my life that I've been able to make, like, a livable wage from commentary. Or, you know, I've been able to, you know, make enough money commentating Rocket League that I could just drop everything else and do that. Now, I'm not going to do that because I enjoy making content, so I'm going to keep making content. But, yeah. It's pretty cool. You're very lucky since you've had an editor since day one. Yeah, lucky in a way, but also smart because it was my idea, right? Like, a lot of people just decided to keep editing their own videos and then they burnt themselves out, like, because they're like too afraid to get an editor, or they missed the jump. That was pretty clean. Yeah, it's super time consuming. Like, streaming and having a YouTube channel is very time consuming to edit all the videos. So having an editor is like a must, especially for pro players, because you don't have time between like being a pro. What do I think about the peeps? Very impressive run in RLCS Season X so far. We'll see if I can continue. What do I think about Squishy's move to NRG? I think it's I think it makes sense. The move made sense. It sounded like Turbo got benched for not like putting in the work. They must have felt like they were... I just jumped instead of flipping. They must have felt like they were kind of stuck and unable to improve. So they wanted somebody who would grind. So yeah, I guess if Squishy was looking to leave Cloud9, NRG were just thinking, well, yeah, not only are we improving our roster here, picking up a hardworking, really mechanical, really experienced player who we already have synergy with, but we're also weakening Cloud9, which is something else to think about with these transfers. Is that you've also got to realize, like, yeah, they basically destroyed Cloud9, like Torment, Gimmick, and Squishy were one of the big threats to North American Rocket League, and they by picking up Squishy, they took that threat away. So it's a win-win there. Now it kind of made sense for Turbo as well, because now it seems like he's got a reignited fire within him to grind and to get good again. So I don't think it's even going to be a bad thing for Turbo. I think it could be good for him long run. But right now it looks like NRG have got the edge, which isn't surprising because it was them who initiated this move, so you'd think that they would be the ones who have earlier success. But also because, holy cow, I banged that one. It's Garrett and Justin. You know, everybody's comparing Squishy to Turbo, but you know, you're looking at Garrett and Justin versus Mist and Atomic. Atomic, I've got a ways to catch up to Garrett Justin. Garrett Justin are still I think only you take any two SSG players, that's the only pairing that you can get that compares to Garrett Justin in NA. So that's it's just a win-win situation for Squishy, because that's got to be the perfect pairing to get teamed up with. You're just bound to succeed. Same thing with Typical and Arsenal, I guess. Typical Arsenal and Garrett Justin. Put literally anybody in those teams and you've got a top team in North America. Put Squishy into that team, now you've got a very dangerous team in North America. But I think there were probably a few players who could have had more of an impact. I think obviously all three of the Space Station Gaming players are looking at a higher level right now than NRG. First Killer is looking pretty insane all off season, so he would be a pretty good one to pick up. Can you imagine if Garrett and Justin picked up First Killer? Holy cow. GG's. NA. GG's. Do you think Squishy is suited to the third man role he seems to be sliding into? Not really. No, I wouldn't say he's the most consistent defender. I don't know if this is just my feeling on the matter, but when Squishy's alone in defense and there's two players coming at him, I'm thinking, uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's just my gut feeling, you know? You have to trust your gut. And sometimes, if you're watching, say, a 2v2 match, and Khaled is 1v2 defending, your gut's telling you everything's fine. Not a problem. Khaled in defense in 2v2? Yep. We're good. Nothing is going to go wrong here. But when I'm casting NRG games and I see Squishy's alone at the back and there's two people coming at him, usually my gut feeling is uh-oh. You know? Is he going to, accidentally mess up his first touch here and give the ball away? Is he going to, panic and take a bad challenge? There's just been so many instances where he just panics or something in third man, and I'm like, oh, that's rough. I'm thinking winning goal of SSG NRG in the grid last week. Squishy third man back, first touch, gives the ball away to Typical, Space Station score. He had one touch and he gave it away. That's the touch that has to be perfect if you're last man back. So I think his offensive abilities make up for it. He hasn't really had the confidence to attack, so I don't know. When I was watching, what was the first team that NRG beat at the weekend? Who was it? Alpine? Wasn't it Alpine, right? when Alpine were playing against NRG, so many times like Garrett would center the ball, Justin would go for a play, he would get blocked, and I look across to see if Squishy's coming in the far post, and he's not there, and instead Garrett just breaks rotation and comes back in again, and it would just be like Garrett, Justin, Garrett, Justin. I was like, where's Squishy? He's just like chilling in defense. And maybe he's decided that that's like what he wants to do, just like sit in defense for the purpose of letting Garrett and Justin do more. I don't know. I don't know what the purpose is of that. All I do know is that he's sitting back a lot. Maybe Garrett and Justin aren't rotating back enough. Maybe they're not rotating back fast enough. Maybe it's on them. It's definitely a team thing, but I mean, for now, I don't know what Squishy's potential is, because he's kind of holding himself back or being held back so far. Oh, MW, thanks for 20 bits. Cheers, mate. We Davey Fee doing the road stream. Aye. Why not using a Fennec? Why would I use a Fennec? Octane's a great car. If the idea was to get a great third man, they would have been better off grabbing Torment. I don't think pro players think too much. Like, I'll be honest. I've not talked to any pro players who are making a roster acquisition about this, but I don't think that pro players care about third man, second man. I don't think that there's ever been a roster discussion in RLCS history where a team have sat together and gone, okay, we need a third man, who's it gonna be? I don't think that's a thing that pros think about. Maybe it is, but I don't think it is. I think all they care about is, okay, we need a player who's gonna put the work in, has good mechanics, and knows how to rotate. Like, first man, second man, third man, I don't think it matters. Like, this isn't a thing that pros really think about, as far as I'm aware. It's all about like just work ethic. Is somebody fun to get along with? Are they just going to vibe well with the team? Are they going to get along well in comms? Yeah, are they going to put the work in? Are they good individually? And are they fun to play with? Like, that's like, these are the important things, not like, oh, how many saves per game has this guy got? What's his average field position? Like, this, the Rocket League's not got that advanced yet. Literally describing Gibbs. What saves per game? How do I not have a reset there? Is this flip reset training pack? No, it's actually a double touch training pack. You're supposed to like go for doubles with this one. This whole pack is like all like set up for double touches, but I'm just trying to go for some silly ceiling flip reset shot because I don't know. I was bored and wanted to talk to you guys, but I'm heading off. Like, okay, I'll show you a couple more double touches so you can see that it is a double touch training pack. But yeah. Shot 2 is like a very funny shot that you can do this like ceiling reset double on, and sometimes I just do it for fun. Do I buy the idea of roles in Rocket League in general? No. I think that every player has to be able to play every role. I think that the reason roles are important is because as the game develops, as the game plays out, your role or a player's role in the play will change. Like, okay, my teammate's centering the ball, that makes me, who's about to follow up, the second man in the play. Oh, my teammate's about to center the ball to my other teammate, that makes me the third man in the play. I'm centering the ball to my teammate. I am the first man in the play. Like, that's just how I describe it. But no teams actually sign up a player to be one of those guys. It just so happens that some players are like better. Like Justin is better when he's first man in the play. He's just a really good player at outplaying players, so he's better first man. Like, he just plays his best when he's first man. Some players just really shine when they're third man because they make such good decisions and they buy their teammates a lot of time. Now, that's just, you know, the differences of player to player, but every player in the field has to be able to play every role. You all need to be able to play every role, but it just, you know, the fact that some players are better at some roles than others does allow them to shine and really stand out. I think Rocket League casters probably throw the audience off, and we get it wrong a lot of the time by saying, oh yeah, this guy's a really good third man, and now viewers are listening and thinking, oh yeah, so this is the guy who's like dedicated defender, or he's the guy who's in this team to defend. When it's not really the case, it's just like, oh yeah, he does, whenever he's in those positions, he does a lot. I'm actually nuts. Holy cow, how did I do that? In off the bar as well. I don't think we're going to get any better than that one. Okay. Yeah, we're back to normal. When you go in pro. Never mind. I don't want to be a pro gamer. Are you joking? I love my life as a Twitch, YouTube caster. Try it for another hour? Nah, I'm not going to try that one again. Remember the days when Cronovia was by far the best? When I started watching Rocket League, Cronovia, it was already past the part where Cronovia was by far the best. So no, I actually don't remember those days. When I started watching Rocket League, Marky had already beaten Cronovia in a 1v1. And Flipside were already the best team in tournaments. Coxer, Mike, and Marky, they were already #1. That's when I remember. Or that's the old days I remember. Plus, I don't think Cronovia is the best for that long, was he? It was like beta and a bit after release, like a month or something. I'm not really sure. Just like, this is what I've heard. Oh, how do I hit the bar here? Do you find it weird explaining what you do for someone IRL? Most of the time I'll just tell people I'm a YouTuber because everybody knows what that is. If I tell people I'm a Twitch streamer, they'll be like, what's that? So no point saying that. Like, I'll just have to explain again. But if I tell people I'm a YouTuber, they know what that is. So I'll just say YouTuber because people know what it is. If I tell people I commentate a video game, they're like, oh, so you do like the voice track in game? You're like the voiceover guy. I'm like, no. No, like, you know, sports. Yeah, I do that for a video game. There's like this whole scene of like professional gaming. And then they're like, well, you mean like people do it for fun? And I'm like, no, that's they get paid. Like, there's no point in explaining that I'm an esports caster because nobody knows what that is either. And then if you explain it to them, they're like, no way, people get paid to do that? They get paid to play games? Oh, whoa, that's so crazy. So I don't bother going down that route. I just tell people, yeah, I'm a YouTuber. And then they say, oh, cool, wait, what's your channel? And then I tell them my channel, and they look me up, and they're like, oh my goodness. Whoa, that's cool, man. And do you get paid for that? And I'm like, are you joking? Here we go again. Like, people just, they're like, that's cool. So do you get paid for like the videos? I'm like, nah, I just made 1,600 videos for fun, bro. Genuinely, so many people, they'll look at the size of my YouTube channel and be like, so do you get paid for that? Most people, I'd say. Most normal people. Do you think in 10 years Rocket League will have the kind of mass market support enjoyed by major sports? I don't know if we can go that far. But I think Rocket League will grow. I think it'll be growing a lot. Do I think that F3 and Marky were better even before Marky and Crow faced off? Yeah, probably. I think Marky was hunting down Cronovi. He was like, play me. And then eventually they played and Marky beat him on EU and NA server. Can I speed flip? Yeah, but I never do it in game. But yes, I'm aware of how to speed flip. Genuinely surprised that the large-scale Rocket League community are not calling the speed flip the Linkaroo flip, because he had it in that video where he had the shot that nobody could do. My mouse keeps getting stuck down. My boost button gets stuck. If you guys see me just out of control boosting into the ground, my boost is stuck. It's shocking to them that they have to work while some people do videos for money. Yeah, it's definitely crazy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not one of these people who's like, oh my goodness, being a Twitch streamer is so hard. Oh, you being a YouTuber is so hard. If only you guys could relate. If you were half as famous as me, maybe you could understand how difficult it is. The burden of all these people who need daily content. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's such a struggle. Nah, to be fair, it's like it's definitely quite easy. It's extremely easy, I would say, but I try not to be lazy. Trying to keep on making content. Respect for admitting that. Anyone who tells you otherwise is talking nonsense, man. Anyone who tells you otherwise is talking absolute nonsense. They're just trying to big up themselves and what they do. Because they want to, I don't know, gain your respect or something. But when you compare like Twitch streaming or YouTube video making, like to real jobs are way, 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 way harder. Way harder. It's not even close. My girlfriend works way harder than me. And her job's way harder than mine. Oh my goodness. But because I'm doing something I enjoy, I think it also makes it easier for me than most people would be in my shoes. I think a lot of people, they think that they would want to do what I do for a living. Like I commentate Rocket League events, and I commentate on my Twitch channel. I make Twitch videos and YouTube video, or to make Twitch streams and YouTube videos. A lot of people, they probably look at that and think, yeah, I want to do that. But then if they tried it, they'd be like, nah, I can't actually look at this much Rocket League. Like, I don't think people will actually. A lot of people, they would be like, okay, this is too much. I need to do another game. That's why like variety streaming becomes a thing for a lot of streamers, and why variety like YouTube channels and esports commentators do lots of games. Like most people don't want to go all in on one game like I have. So that's probably the one thing that most people wouldn't be able to do easily. And I mean, you guys know Smellsworth. He's like recently started making a lot of Rocket League content. Now I'd say that right now I'm still involved in a lot more Rocket League content than he is, but he's like, whoa, dude, this is a lot. You know, he tells me this is a lot. And I'm sure he'd be okay with me telling you this because he's a very genuine guy. But yeah, it's a lot to take in, like watching, you know, as much professional Rocket League as I do, and making content as consistently as I have. It's a long time. It's a lot of content. But listen, it's still definitely, for the most part, easier than a real job. Listen to me saying real job. Who should I raid, by the way? I'm looking for somebody to raid before I head off here. Did I watch any non-Rocket League content? Recently, I've been watching a lot of competitive StarCraft 2 because StarCraft 2 is a game I used to play a lot and I used to love. Oh, thank you, by the way, to Hello Dead Man for the Prime sub. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you, dude. Good attitude. Thank you for your opinion. No problem, man. I love what I do. I feel very grateful and lucky to be doing what I'm doing. So that's why I'm going to keep doing it. I'm not trying to branch out. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Host Gimmick, whose name is Gummick on Twitch. Okay.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Let's raid Gummick. Hold on. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the bit more talky stream here. I think we did 4 replay reviews altogether, and casted 4 OSM Khaled games. So that was fun. Don't usually stream on Mondays these days after double RLCSX and double grid days, but I felt like it tonight. So that was, yeah, good to talk to you guys again. It's fun to hang out, just chill. Happy 50-month anniversary, by the way. Wait, 50 month? What? That's a lot. Reminding you back in the day, yeah. I don't get a chance to do this very often because I'm doing 2 grid streams a week, 2 days casting RLCSXs a week, and then I'm trying to also stream. I'm doing like the podcast with Smellsworth. So there's a lot going on these days. I can't do as many of these streams as I used to, but yeah, it's still really fun when I can. All right, let's all get into this raid. I'm gonna click that button in a second, boys. Just realized Broby's been up there the whole time. That's good.